Hey there, kiddies. It's Mr. Zero. I'm Mr. Zero's Terror Ride, my vlog show, I guess. If you don't know who Mr. Zero is, then obviously you didn't see that little clip thing that I'm supposed to have go in front of videos if you've never seen one of my videos before. Um, I'm an eccentric, comic, spooky, weirdo clown. And I'm pulling up my socks now because that's what eccentric, psycho clowns do. It's a balloon. You can't even see it. It's like barely even there. So I've been busy, kids, working on this room. Almost to the point where I'm like happy with it. It's pretty comfy in here. I've got room. I've got this huge IKEA circus tent here that I may collapse down and put away for a while, just so I have room. I've got a couch right here. A little mini couch that used to be my daughter's, and she doesn't like it anymore, so now I've got it. And my whole Child's Play family is here. I've got Chucky, Glenn, and Tiffany right here, sitting in my couch. So everything's coming along. It's almost like a home. But I've been busy working on my room, been busy working my part-time job as a sign holder, swinger. I can't really say I'm a swinger because I'm not allowed to swing the sign. I'm not even allowed to. Not that I could swing it very well, but I'm not allowed to swing it. I'm pretty much told, hold it in place. I've been told I can juggle while holding the sign, but the logistics of that are beyond me because I'm supposed to hold the sign. Now I can't hold the sign with one hand and juggle like maybe two balls in one hand. If I really got to practicing, I could probably get two clubs in one hand. But as of yet, I'm not at that point yet. Um, Aside from that, when I'm so there holding the sign and waving at people and listening to music all day long, I get to thinking. And the usual thing is, what can I do to take Mr. Zero to places I want to go? Um, and what are my goals with it? It used to be I wanted to before I had a clown character, a specific one. There were thoughts of going to circuses, but now I'm thinking I'd rather do more theater work. Rather be a theater clown rather than a circus clown because circuses are so typical. People expect to see clowns at the circus. What I'm saying is to do theater um, kind of takes it to a different level. A different level. I don't want to say it's better or it's just different. Especially I've been reading the Pickle Clowns book. It's I can't remember the name of the writer, but he went and interviewed all the clowns from the Pickle Family Circus, and there's a lot of talking about that. But what's interesting is the co-founder of the Pickle Family Circus, Larry Pisani, Pisoni. He talks about going and doing like theater work as a clown versus or theater work versus circus work and how much more fun theater was. Whereas doing circus was a lot more work for him, and it was just more fun for him to get out and be like in a circus. You're looked at like I guess what I'm trying to say is when you're in the circus, other clowns will look up to you for doing circus work. That's what you're supposed to do. But um, theater is really where the art takes place, according to these guys. They were really happy to move into theater after doing the circus because they could do something for more adult audiences. They could do something more sophisticated than what they were doing in the circus. Not to downgrade what clowns do, but you have to cater to a broader spectrum of people, whereas in the theater you can say this is the demographic I'm shooting for. I've been fine all night. Now I've got a little tickle in the back of my throat. It won't go away. So But anyway, in thinking about that and thinking about like goals on getting into theater and what needs to be done, I start realizing that if I go and do comedy clubs again, like I used to do with the Divine Comedians, if if I go and do that, um, I'd only get 5 minutes to show what I can do a session. If I wrote a 45-minute show that I could do on in a more theatrical setting, let's say for like colleges or something, do the college circuit route, then that would give me 45 minutes of material. If I had an hour of material, that would give me so many performances that I could do at a comedy club, versus just the 5 minutes. I could go and do like 9 5-minute shows at a comedy club, and I could go around to hitting each comedy club doing the same routine at each of these comedy clubs for their open mics. And then, so I could do like routine number one, routine number two, routine number three, until I got like all these 9 routines gone down, and then it's like I could possibly have a name. Because when I was with the Divine Comedians, that's what we were doing. We had a few bits. We'd go to the open mics at the local comedy club out here, which at the time there was only the one, called Wise Guys, and we would perform these bits and they only had open mic once a month. So we'd perform these bits at open mic night, and it was a different bit for like for several weeks. We'd have like for several months actually, we'd have a different bit. Whereas we'd come back and we'd see one comedian come on and try to be funny, and some of them were pretty successful, some of them were pretty funny, and some of them weren't. Um, but we would see for one night, and that was it. There were others that we'd see um, every month come in, and some of them were smart and would like rotate the material around and work it out. Some people would do the same routine again and again, and there's a value to doing the same routine because you can fine tune your routine. But I'd say the situation at the time just wasn't really good because you didn't have time in front of your audience to fine tune a single routine nor work on new routines. You had 1 month a week, one day a month that you could go and perform, back then. Now it's different. We have more clubs that will have comedians. They'll have an open mic night or something like that. Um, I'm just rambling on. But in thinking of that, I've had a few ideas in my head, and I've been kind of working on them. And one that I can pretty much go and do now if I wanted to go performing. I'm thinking of waiting till after the Halloween season because I gotta do the haunted house. It's what I do. I'm a haunted house actor. I love doing that, and I'm recognized as having talent at that, and waving a flashlight around. Really talented at that too. Um, so I gotta go back to the haunted house for this October season, and then I'm going to start working on this. I'm gonna there's a in the community education syllabus that we get here. Someone is teaching a stand-up comedy course. It costs $69 to get involved. But what I like about this idea is, like, I don't do stand-up comedy, but I'll do it for the course, and that'll get me in front of audiences just to prepare me for doing my own thing. And so I think I'm gonna go ahead and try that out. But one bit that I have already almost perfectly worked out, that if I want to go perform it, I can perform it tomorrow, except for lung capacity, is a variation on a bit that the Divine Comedians did called Doggy Showdown. It was written by Violet, by the way. Well, it wasn't written. He had taken like a few things that we had done together, street performing, and then put them together in an actual bit. There's a video on there. I might add it to a link to it, that my sister had recorded. at the comedy club, and so I might upload or put a link to that so you can see the original Balloon Doggy Showdown. This bit's now going to be called Death of a Balloon Bunny, and the original bit was Violet and I would get up on the stage, and I'd just be staring off at the audience while he went to work making a balloon doggy. He brings it over to me. I grab it and tell the audience, "Hey, you know what? Forget it. I'm gonna add a link to it. So if you want to check it out, just check it out, and you'll see that bit. But the new bit is gonna be variations on that. For one thing, it's a bunny that I'm gonna be making, not a doggy, because I like rabbits more than doggies. And I think I can do the rabbit faster than I can do a doggy anyway. But doggies are pretty fast too. But one of the things that I wanted to do is, instead of like wasting time pumping up a balloon with a physical pump, I want to learn how to blow one up. And that's why I'm snapping this around. It's a lot of hard work. This isn't even like the good quality ones. These are just ones I bought at Walmart for $1.50. 20 balloons. And the suggestions, there's a lot of good tips to blowing up these up. So here's an instruction on how to blow a sculpting balloon. Now we're on to the educational part of the program. So obviously you're going to grip the balloon in your hand, and you're going to want to stretch it out. Like, give it some good stretching, particularly in this area here. If you can't start an air bubble there, in that skinny little piece there, if you can't get an air bubble, you're not going to make it all the way to the end at all. It all starts right there. Once you get started there, you can kind of force yourself all the way through. Now, if I pass out, I'm sorry. If I throw up, I'm sorry. But most likely, if I do either of those things, I'm going to stop recording, clean up the vomit, or wake up and start over again. But another suggestion they tell you is keep your balloons in your pocket so they get nice and warm. That helps also, because these are really hard to blow into. So, without further ado, here's how to make a balloon bunny. But first, here's how to blow up a balloon. You can see how much work that is. Actually, I've lost color, and I still really should go about maybe that much more in the balloon. I'm gonna try it, but this is what makes me want to vomit, because there's a lot of pressure on this right here. It's gonna kick back into my mouth, and then I try blowing in. And that's what this balloon bag is for. This is not what I'm going to be performing with. This is just to get the lung. And you realize I could get a lot of comedy out of just trying to blow up a balloon. Okay, so blow up a balloon until you have about a little bit more than an inch. I'd say go for an inch, but whatever. Violet was actually really good at balloon animals. He had a natural talent for that. Well, there's one balloon down the tubes. I'm gonna take a little bit of time. Try out this white one. I also hear like the lighter colors. I think there's something with the plastic or the latex or whatever are easier to blow up. I will try one more time, and if I don't succeed, well then, too bad, kids. Do you love that farting sound I get because I can't do it? can hear the audience now just applauding. Hooray, he made it! Still got I could make a mouse. I might just have to do an abbreviation on the bunny. I just keep telling myself, you can do it! You can do it! It's hard to keep the... You know what? Let's just call that good. That's my mistake there. So then you tie it off. If you don't know how to tie a balloon, go read a book on it. Whew. So try to leave a lot less excess when you're doing a bunny rabbit. And ever so carefully, first off, twist one balloon ball. And then you grab, you make the ears where you twist one. And then, and this is the quick and easy, I don't care how sophisticated it looks style of bunny rabbit. That's what Mr. Zero would make anyway. Now, I think I remember that you have another one for the neck, but I don't do that. I just do the legs. So some little bunny rabbit legs, two for that. Just quickly fold things over, and that kind of gives you what you need. And then you get a little bit of a body, just a little. There's your bunny rabbit's body. And then try to give your little hippity hop to my size legs. And hey, folks, I did it. Okay, little cottontail there. Ideally, you'd have none of that left over by the end, but that is a... Hold on, let me get back here. That is a Mr. Zero style bunny rabbit. In other words, nice and sloppy, but you can still... There's the head, ears, there's the back, front legs, big long back legs. And then I figure once I make the bunny rabbit, it can go around, and maybe I could carry some whoppers and, you know, do stuff like that. And then just sit there and, what? Oh, he thinks I'm ridiculous. So I don't have my microphone for that. He thinks you're an idiot. You know, go around making fun of the audience, and then the bunny starts making fun of me. And at which point, I destroy it, and then I have a funeral for it. And then, you know, it's funny, I promise. But that's what I've been working on. I'm blowing up balloons, making bunny rabbits, and cleaning up my room, and preparing to do stage shows yet again, and maybe doing street performing this coming winter, because it's too hot. It's been a very hot summer. I don't want to go out and try it, and I have to motivate myself. What was great about being part of the Divine Comedians, what was great about having another clown to bounce ideas, as I had another clown to bounce ideas off of, and what Violet was really good was motivating me to get out there and doing it. He wanted to go out there and do it. I wanted to stay at home and write more, work on more ideas, more theory and stuff, and which is weird because I'm really good at improvising, and that's what we did a lot of out on the streets. And then we took what we improvised in the streets and took it to the comedy club, and then eventually a cafe to do the shows. But I think I'm on my way. If I can keep this up. Whew. Whew. I got a rabbit. If I can keep that up, I'm in like Flynn. Well, I've still got like another... Oh, I've got quite a few of these balloons left. I got a lot of blowing to do. I got a lot of work to do. So, salus. Thank you for inviting me into your home. And in communication. Stop recording.